All right, today we're going to dive into two AI engines that are totally changing the game of how we find and use information. Perplexity AI and Claude AI. Seriously, you can pretty much forget everything you know about old-school search engines because these tools, well, they're a whole new way of thinking.
I mean, just think about that for a second. How many times have you been 10 tabs deep, clicking through a sea of links, just trying to piece together one simple answer? It's exhausting, right? What if that whole frustrating process could just disappear? Well, that's exactly the problem we're looking at today.
Okay, so first up, let's talk about Perplexity AI. The absolute best way to picture this thing is as your own personal research assistant. You know, one that's always on, ready to go, and designed to do all the heavy lifting of gathering information for you.
So what does all that technical jargon actually mean in practice? Well, it means Perplexity doesn't just skim the web for keywords. No, it actually reads it. It understands the context, and then it gives you a synthesized answer, pulling from the absolute latest info out there on the internet.
And you can see right here, its strengths are pretty incredible. You're getting live, up-to-the-minute information. You can even pick which AI model you want to use for your search, which is amazing for getting just the right kind of answer. And then there's this deep research mode that can cook up expert-level reports in just minutes. But out of all these powerful features, one of them is a true, undisputed game changer.
So what's the big deal? What is it about Perplexity that has researchers, students, and basically anyone who needs real answers so excited? It all comes down to one single, critical feature.
This, right here, this is the whole ballgame. In a world flooded with AI-generated text where you don't know what's real, having verifiable sources is everything. Perplexity gives you citations for its answers. That means you can always go back, check the original source, and trust what you're reading. That is a massive, massive step forward.
Okay, so let's shift gears to our second tool, and you'll see how this all connects. If Perplexity is your research assistant out there finding stuff, then you should think of Claude as your reasoning partner. It's built for something totally different, but just as important.
Yeah, see, Claude isn't really a search engine. It's more of a thinking partner. Its real power is in understanding the subtle details, the nuance, and helping you work through really complex problems. It's not just about finding information, it's about making sense of it. For instance, you could give it a stack of dense reports, and it will help you spot the key themes and connect the dots between them.
Now, this is where it gets really cool. Look at the versatility here. Claude is multimodal, which is just a fancy way of saying it understands more than just text. We're talking documents, spreadsheets, even images. It's brilliant at tasks that need that deeper level of thinking, like creating a whole research plan or drafting a strategy brief from a bunch of data you give it.
And this brings us right to the heart of the matter, the real difference between these two powerhouse tools. Look, it's not about which one is better. It's about knowing which one is the right tool for the job. It's the difference between finding and thinking.
This table kind of lays it all out. Think of it like this. You're writing a big research paper, and you need solid, cited facts for your bibliography. You're going to start with Perplexity, for sure. But once you have all those facts and you need to weave them into a compelling argument, that's when you turn to Claude. It's just perfect for writers, analysts, and strategists. If you only remember one thing from this explainer, let it be this. It's so simple. Perplexity finds the facts. It brings you the raw materials, the verified data. Claude, on the other hand, helps you build the narrative. It's the storyteller that helps you turn those facts into a coherent plan or a compelling story.
Okay, that all sounds great in theory, right? But what does it actually look like in the real world? How do you put these two tools together to create a workflow that's genuinely powerful?
It's actually a pretty simple three-step dance. First, you collect. You use Perplexity to go out and gather all the raw, cited information you could possibly need. Then, you synthesize. You take all that good stuff and hand it over to Claude to spot the patterns, analyze the data, and help you build your strategy. And finally, and this is the most important step, it's you. You are the one who verifies, who applies the critical thinking, and who brings the unique human insight. And that brings us to something that's becoming more and more critical every single day. As these tools get smarter and more capable, our ability to use them wisely and responsibly, our AI literacy, is absolutely essential. And please, remember this. This is the whole point. These AIs are not here to replace your brain. They're here to give it a boost. The idea is to let them handle the insane volume of data out there so that you can focus on what humans do best, finding insight, being creative, and making smart judgments. You always have to be the final check.
So at the end of the day, the question isn't if AI is going to change how we work and learn. I mean, let's be real, it already is. The real question is for you. Are you ready to actually partner with these tools, to go beyond just asking for answers, and to truly start thinking with AI?